Hey guys, let's get more news from Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Bears ready, Steelers could land Justin Fields soon. The Pittsburgh Steelers are ramping up for the NFL Combine, where they'll get their best look at some of the NFL draft's top players, and sculpt a better idea of how they'll go about their rookie class. While there's an expectation trade talk will take place, and maybe that trade talk includes the Steelers. According to Sports Illustrated's Albert Breer, there's a sense the Chicago Bears could put the plans in place for a Justin Fields trade while at the NFL Combine. I think the bones of the trade will be set next week. There's some urgency on the Bears' part to get something done, Breer told ESPN Radio. The Steelers have been linked to Fields a number of times throughout the offseason. Head coach Mike Tomlin is reportedly a big fan of the Bears' quarterback, and even a team insider who believes Pittsburgh is looking to give Kenny Pickett another shot this season, says he would be surprised if Fields ended up with the Steelers. Pittsburgh will have both Tomlin and general manager Omar Khan in Indianapolis for the NFL Combine, and there could be some trade talk between the two and the Chicago Bears front office about making a move happen. While it was expected to be a move after free agency, maybe the Steelers have another quarterback option on their roster by the time they return home from the NFL Combine. There has been a lot going on in former Ohio State quarterback Justin Fields' life with the Chicago Bears. If you didn't know, his current team holds the number 1 pick in the NFL draft, with plenty of rumors surround Fields getting traded and the Bears drafting USC quarterback Caleb Williams. Fields added fuel to that fire by unfollowing the Bears on social media, and when he breached the subject on the St. Brown Brothers podcast, he explained that he didn't want football content on his feed. Take that as you may, but another question the St. Brown Brothers asked Fields was his Mount Rushmore of Ohio State stars, which may differ from your list. Take a look below at which 4 Buckeyes Fields chose as the faces of the program. Zeke helped the Buckeyes win a title in 2014, along with being second on Ohio State's career rushing yards with 3,961, third most rushing yards in a season, and his 43 career scores place him 4th all-time. Pitt's Damar Hamlin wants to join Steelers. Former Pitt Panthers safety Damar Hamlin has carved out a fine early NFL career for himself with the Buffalo Bills, but as he enters the final year of his rookie contract, Hamlin is thinking about what his next move might be. Hamlin, who was back in Pittsburgh over the weekend to see Pitt beat Virginia Tech at the Peterson Events Center, said that he was open to a return to Pittsburgh and the chance to play in a familiar stadium again. "I think ending my career, finishing as a Pittsburgh Steeler, would be a dream," Hamlin said over the weekend. "I played at Pitt, so I was in the stadium. I played at Heinz Field probably for like 8 years straight between WPIAL championships and Pitt, so a dream come true would be finishing my career as a Steeler." Hamlin could fill a reserve safety role the Steelers could have opened this offseason and next summer as well. He's played 34 total games in Buffalo with 13 starts, all of which came during the 2022 season, and he's recorded 95 total tackles, 3 for a loss, and defended 4 passes. With his latest visit to Pittsburgh, Hamlin honored a group of healthcare workers. Along with staff from Pitt and the fans in the stands, he took a moment to applaud UPMC workers that teach CPR and other potentially life-saving medical practices, the same ones that saved Hamlin's life at center court. Later, Hamlin brought Pitt women's soccer player Ellie Beach, who saved her own father's life after he went into cardiac arrest, to be honored at center court as well. Hamlin narrowly missed out on winning NFL Comeback Player of the Year after returning to professional football after he went into cardiac arrest on the field of Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio in the middle of a game between his Buffalo Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals. Hamlin has since made a full recovery, thanks in large part to the quick, effective work of medical personnel on the field, and is continuing to live his dream of playing in the NFL while also lending his time and money to a number of charitable causes. Damar Hamlin made his NFL debut last Sunday, in the Buffalo Bills' 48-20 victory over the Miami Dolphins. The safety suffered a cardiac arrest on the field in January of this year, in the match against the Cincinnati Bengals. Hamlin was treated and required cardiorespiratory massage for several minutes to be resuscitated, receive oxygen, and be taken in an ambulance to a hospital. When he was announced, the safety was greeted with great celebration by the Buffalo Bills fans and knelt down to thank them for their love at the stadium. After the game, he couldn't contain his emotion. Pittsburgh Steelers have potential problem in trading for Justin Fields. The Pittsburgh Steelers have been heavily linked to a potential Justin Fields trade, but while it's definitely a good fit, a move for the Chicago Bears QB comes with its own risks. If the Steelers were to acquire Fields from the Bears, his contract will quickly come to focus. Aaron Schatz of ESPN agreed that the Steelers need to trade for Fields this offseason. With the Bears likely to move him as they look to take a quarterback with the number 1 overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, Fields should be available for a rather good price. While the Steelers have publicly backed up Kenny Pickett, there is no denying that Fields is the better QB with a higher ceiling. His dual-threat ability should be particularly useful, especially amid the rather average offensive line of Pittsburgh. However, as Schatz noted, acquiring Fields would mean that the Steelers have to quickly make a decision on a fifth-year option for him. If they end up picking up that option and he develops into an elite quarterback under Mike Tomlin's system, they will have to pay him then. Here's what Schatz wrote about the Steelers' need to trade for Fields. Fields did have a higher QBR than Kenny Pickett last season, 46.1 to 38.2, but that's primarily because of his rushing ability. As a passer, Fields just hasn't developed much in 3 years. His highlight plays are interspersed with too many run-of-the-mill failures, and he takes too many sacks. But the issue here is upside. Fields still has more upside than a lot of other young quarterbacks. If you could develop his passing, you would have a good NFL starter. And Fields' scrambling ability would be particularly important behind a Pittsburgh line that ranked just 17th in pass block win rate, 57.6%, in 2023. The problem with Fields is that you must decide immediately whether to extend him with a fifth-year option, and if he does develop, in 2 years you need to sign him to a big contract. But still, that upside is enticing. Pickett doesn't have the same panache. Of course the Steelers would certainly want Fields to thrive and live up to his potential. But sure enough, negotiations for his next contract, should he be successful in Pittsburgh, will be tough. For what it's worth, however, many experts and analysts believe that Justin Fields is a good fit for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Recently, former NFL GM Mike Tannenbaum shared that the Steelers are better off acquiring Fields over Kirk Cousins if both were to become available. However, the Steelers don't seem to have made a decision yet on what they will do with their QB situation. Aside from Fields and Cousins, Russell Wilson has been mentioned as a potential target as well. Fortunately for fans, the wait won't be too long to see what the Steelers actually do. And you fan, what do you think of the Justin Fields situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.